Welcome back, dear YouTube viewers. I'm MaxNick, and this is another episode of Card Duels where we, together, the viewers and me, try to find out which one are the worst cards that are present in the Magic Duels game. And well, I think we still have our previous episode of the enchantments ongoing, so we are going to be waiting until the two finalists from there are decided. So today we are going to be looking at some creatures. So our first match for today is going to be between the River Serpent. It's a 6 mana 5/5 creature, 1 blue, 5 generic. River Serpent can't attack unless there are 5 or more cards in your graveyard. Also, it has cycling for just 1 blue. So let's focus on the good points of this card. It cycles, that means that you get to, if you don't like having this card in your hand, you can pay 1 blue and pick another one. And it can be forced to attack at some point. I mean, what if the opponent is playing Gideon Battleforged and is forcing your creatures to attack, and then you are left without your best blockers? Well, if you don't have the required amount of cards in the graveyard, then the Serpent is not going to be affected by that ability, and also can play around Act of Treason effects. If the opponent does not have 5 cards in the graveyard, then even if they steal the River Serpent and try to force them into commit some treachery act, then the Serpent is not going to obey and can't attack. So the River Serpent is going to be facing the Valakut Invoker. It's a 3 mana 2/3 creature. It's a human shaman, and by paying 8 mana in generic colors, the Valakut Invoker deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Whoa, 3 damage! So the advantage of these cards, of course, it has unlimited removal and damage, where unlimited means that you don't have to spend cards. Of course, you need quite a bit of mana to activate this ability. It's also a human, so there's a number of synergies that can be activated just because of that. And also the activation of the ability is independent of the summoning sickness on tap state. That is sometimes useful. Imagine if you are facing against Thalia, the Heretic Cathar, then your creatures are entering tapped, so if you must deal with her, then Valakut Invoker might be the card to do it. Of course, you need about 11 mana to try to kill Thalia in the same turn you play Valakut Invoker, but sometimes can happen. And also the ability can't be countered in Magic Duels. There's no way to counter an activated ability, so that's a good thing about the Valakut Invoker. So which one of those two do you think could you include in your deck? Good question. Let's see what do we have in our second match for today. Well, sorry about, I'm a bit tired and my English is decaying. So here, Bloodpyre Elemental. It's a 5 mana for 1 creature. It's an elemental and has the following ability. You can sacrifice the Bloodpyre Elemental and deal 4 damage to target creature. Play this ability only anytime you could play a sorcery. So this is a cool way to remove some threats, and also it's of course the most important benefit of this card is that it is an elemental creature. So who likes having elemental partners? Omnath, Locus of Rage. Because if you have your elementals dying, then Omnath deals 3 damage to target creature or player on top of the 4 damage of the Bloodpyre Elemental. Woohoo! Also, lots of sacrifices because there's in Magic Duels there's a lot of sacrificing going on, and this one could add to some of your sacrifice deck. Well, yeah, there are so many ways to do this. And then As we saw before, the activation is independent of the summon and sickness and tap state, and of course can't be countered, but it must be played as a sorcery, so maybe you are using Bloodpyre Elemental after combat for about 5 mana, you get to deal additional 4 points of damage to target creature. It's going to be challenged by the Aspiring Aeronaut. It's a 4 mana 1/2 creature. Human Artificer has flying. And when Aspiring Aeronaut enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying onto the battlefield. So it flies and has loads of synergies. It has tokens, has artifacts, can fly, 2 flyers in 1 card. It's a human, it's an artificer, so besides the humans that we saw before, it's an artificer, so there are a few cards that can take advantage of that aspect of the card, and also it benefits from flicker effects. If we exile the card and then returns to the battlefield, we get just another brand new Thopter artifact. Ah, so cool. So what is it going to be, guys? So just input your vote in the comments of the video. I was asked if I was going to use a more sophisticated way of polling. Maybe if you want to, I can try to do it. For the time being, I don't know if the size of this channel currently means it's a bit small, so maybe it's just too much effort, and for the time being the comments shall suffice. But let me know if you feel that it could be done better, and of course next time we're going to be looking at other types of cards, battling amongst them. Please feel free to input your suggestions also, and if you have some candidate that you want to be dueling in this manner, please put it in the comments. Just take into account that this is just my personal selection, because I think these cards are pretty much unplayable, and means that you are going to lose your deck if you include this was, okay, but I tried to, I hope I did, I gave my point of view of when these cards could work in some scenarios. So until next time, sayonara, and don't forget, the power is yours!